It's your first look inside the house known as the Portal to Hell, a place where demons supposedly wrought havoc with a helpless family.
Described as Demon House, or the 200 Demons House, the life of the Ammons family was turned upside down when they moved into the house located at Gary, Indiana. In less than 6 months, the family became convinced that they were living alongside with demons. Hi everyone, today we'll be talking about the real story of a modern-day demonic possession. It involved officials such as police and the Department of Child Services. The strange sightings by the Ammons family were corroborated by an almost 800-page document with statements from police, DCS personnel, family members, and a Catholic priest. If you're interested in dark and mysterious stories, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on all notification buttons to stay updated on all of our latest videos. Let's continue. In November 2011, Latoya Ammons, her mother, Rosa Campbell, and her 3 children, then ages 7, 9, and 12, moved into a house located at 3860 Carolina Street in Gary, Indiana. It was a single-story rental house with 3 bedrooms on a quiet lane. Within a month, black flies swarmed the porch in December, even though it was winter and cold outside. Rosa remembers thinking, "We killed them and killed them and killed them," but they kept coming back. Around this time, Latoya and Rosa started hearing the sound of footsteps coming from the basement and creaking doors at night even though nobody was there. The noise continued even after they locked the door. Once, Rosa woke up one night and saw a shadowy figure pacing her living room. She got out of bed to check and found nothing but large, wet boot prints. On 10 March 2012, the unease that the family had been living with turned into fear. At 2 a.m., Latoya started shouting, "Mama! Mama!" Startled, Rosa ran into the room where Latoya was to see her 12-year-old granddaughter levitating unconscious above the bed. The 2 women and some family friends gathered around the girl and started praying for her. Eventually, the girl descended back on the bed and woke up. She had no memory of what had happened to her. The family friends who witnessed this incident refused to come back to the house. Following this incident, Latoya and Rosa decided that they needed help. They called local churches, but most of them refused to listen. Finally, one of the churches recommended that they do some cleansing rituals on the house. "The best thing you can do is move," someone advised them. Sadly, moving was not an option for the cash-strapped family. After the cleansing rituals, things got worse for the family. Demons seemed to possess Latoya and her 3 children. Latoya only felt weak and lightheaded while possessed. On the other hand, the children's eyes bulged, evil smiles crossed their faces, and their voices deepened every time they were possessed. Latoya's youngest son would sit in the closet having conversations with an unseen presence. Her middle son described what getting killed felt like. On some occasions, the kids were also thrown by an unseen presence or injured by objects flung at them. On 19 April 2012, Latoya and Rosa went to their family physician. During his visit to her home, he failed to witness any paranormal incidents. He wrote in his medical notes regarding the family's delusions of ghosts in home and hallucinations. The boys cursed the doctor in demonic voices, raging and screaming at him. Then, the boys abruptly passed out. The police were called, and about 7 or 8 police officers and multiple ambulances descended upon the home. But the eeriest incident would happen at the hospital. The Department of Child Services was called in to investigate Latoya and Rosa for possible child neglect. During the interview with the case manager, the 9-year-old boy suddenly got a weird grin on his face. The registered nurse in the room with them said this. He walked up the wall, flipped over his grandmother, and stood there. There was no way he could have done that. The whole time the boy did that, he was holding on to his grandmother's hand. The case manager confirmed that the boy did not run at the wall, but instead glided backward on the floor, wall, and ceiling. The nurse and case manager ran out of the room after seeing that. After the incident, the 3 children were removed from Latoya and Rosa's care. The DCS case manager wrote in the official form that all the children were experiencing spiritual and emotional distress. The hospital chaplain then called in Reverend Michael Maginot to perform an exorcism on Latoya's 9-year-old son, the one who walked backwards up the wall. On 22nd April 2012, the Reverend visited Latoya and Rosa at the house. The 3 children were still under DCS custody. The Reverend hoped to rule out any natural causes for the events happening at the house. Over the 4-hour interview, as Latoya and Rosa told him about their experiences, he witnessed a flickering bathroom light, Venetian blinds swinging without any air currents, and some wet footprints in the living room. Latoya also convulsed when the Reverend placed a crucifix on her head. The Reverend was convinced that the house was currently occupied by both ghosts and demons. He blessed the house before leaving and urged Latoya and Rosa to leave the house. They took his advice and went to live with some relatives. Latoya and Rosa would go back to the house on 2 more occasions with the police and DCS. The first time that they were there, the officials witnessed some unexplained phenomena. During the interview, the audio recorders malfunctioned even though they were checked prior to their use in the house. Photos taken by the police in the basement also captured white and green images which cannot be explained. On 10 May 2012, a larger group returned with the Reverend. The police dug a hole in the basement on the Reverend's suggestion and found a very odd assortment of items in the hole. According to police records, they found a pink press-on fingernail, a white pair of panties, a political shirt pin, a lid for a small cooking pan, socks with the bottoms cut off below the ankles, candy wrappers, and a heavy metal object that looked like a weight for a drapery cord. Officers then noticed an oily substance dripping from the Venetian blinds. These were the same blinds that the Reverend observed to swing without any air currents. Thinking that the family poured oil on the blinds, the police officers cleaned the blinds and sealed the room for 25 minutes. Police records show that the oil reappeared back on the blinds when they went back into the room. Permission was granted by the church to the Reverend to perform a minor exorcism on Latoya. 2 police officers and a new DCS case manager observed the ritual. The DCS case manager felt chills during the 2-hour ritual. Within a month of observing this rite, she would suffer a string of injuries from different accidents, ranging from 3rd-degree burns, 3 broken ribs, a broken hand, and a broken ankle. Could the injury she sustained be caused by the demonic energy she experienced during the exorcism? After this first ritual, the Reverend would go on to do 3 more major exorcisms on Latoya, 2 in English and 1 in Latin. During each ritual, the Reverend said that he praised God and condemned the devil. Latoya would say this of the exorcism: "I was hurting all over from the inside out. I'm trying to do my best and be strong." Latoya would also burn an envelope with a slip of one of the demons' names. After the rituals and the burning, Latoya said that her family's nightmare was finally over. While the police and DCS records seem to show that these officials believed in the demonic presence in Latoya's home, other officials were less sure. Clinical psychologist Stacy Wright evaluated the youngest boy. She said he tended to act possessed when he was challenged, redirected, or asked questions that he did not want to answer. The stories he told changed every time he spoke with her and were bizarre, fragmented, and illogical. Another clinical psychologist, Joel Schwartz, evaluated the 2 elder children. He felt that the daughter may have been unduly influenced by her mother's concerns that the family was exposed to paranormal experiences. Psychologists who spoke with Latoya felt that she was guarded, though not experiencing symptoms of psychosis or thought disorder. Whether you believe that it was a demonic possession or a hoax by Latoya's family, the haunting stopped after the completion of the exorcisms by the Reverend. The DCS returned custody of the children to Latoya about 6 months after they were first removed. The family no longer complained of demonic presences in their new home. In 2014, Ghost Adventures host Zach Bagans bought the house and investigated the entities inside. He found something that was very dark yet highly intelligent and powerful. After his investigation, he had the house demolished in 2016. Do you believe that it was a case of real-life demonic possession? Drop a comment down below on your thoughts of this story. If you have other stories you wish for me to cover, leave a comment and a link for me to look deeper into it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos. I'll see you in our next Campfire Stories. Thank you for watching.